Someone's gonna hurt him. And
Who's someone?
I don't know, but it's not gonna be me.
What do you mean someone's gonna hurt me? Like how?
Your uncle.
No, he already did that.
No, I did that to my uncle. That's why I can't see him anymore. There's a restraining order on me. What the fuck? Shut the fuck up. Fucking
I'm
furry
so
ass.
sorry. It's just so disappointing that I laugh at your jokes.
Furry ass.
Yeah, I do have a furry ass. Thank you.
You do. Now pull down your pants. Let me see it, because you
No.
haven't proven it.
Oh my gosh.
That was a couple years ago that I saw your ass, and it
Right.
wasn't that furry from my remembering. I just remember it being, like,
You've
round
grown-
and hard.
You've grown a lot more hair since he saw it
You
last.
definitely have.
Not really true, but okay.
Absolutely. All the hair on the top of your head was gone, thinning out, so it had to have gone somewhere.
That's
and
not
your
how
beard
that
was
works.
already thick, so it went to your ass.
It was already on my ass.
I think it went more on your ass.
It already went to my ass.
It already fucking went to my ass, you know. Yeah, fucking bitch.
Why buy a comic that might cost more than a dime? Come meet the brothers who are here to waste your time.
Welcome back to Dime Comic Bros. No, not happy hour. But we are drinking.
Woo!
It's not picking us up as loud as it used to.
Me? Wait. I had it on the wrong one.
Or maybe we are talking softer.
Maybe we're just talking like normal people instead of screaming at each other.
That's true. We were screaming in the beginning at the very least.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, it looks normal now. Yep.
Peener.
So that's me going, yeah.
Yeah.
We're here to talk about Daredevil Yellow, written by Jeff Loeb, arted by Tim Sale. Yeah. So anyway, moving on.
So when I was rereading this, I realized that, like, I've always liked the yellow suit, but then when I was reading this, I was like, oh yeah, the yellow suit really only works in certain art styles, and this is definitely one of those.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't always work.
No.
As much as I really want, like, even in live action form, even I really, really want to love that suit, I like it because it's like, oh yeah, we got yellow suit for a little bit. But it's like, oh, you really can't.
On a regular basis, hell no.
Yeah, you really can't.
No, I think this story works really well for that because it's taking such strong inspiration from the Silver Age when
that
the
time
character was
period.
started. It's very swashbuckly.
Mm-hmm.
And
him being all, like, flirty with all these
he's kind of just
girls.
like a traditional superhero.
Yeah, he's very traditional in this. He was when he kind of started out. I mean,
Well,
he was
yeah.
a little... It was definitely, like, more of a unique backstory.
Yeah, but like the
Compared to
demeanor
what was around.
Yeah,
But
yeah, the demeanor was very,
Swash.
very Silver Age.
Yeah.
and that's fine. by
Which
all
is
means.
nice, because I feel like some heroes can pull that off better than others.
Yes.
Like Daredevil, at least in the yellow suit, or if you're, like, kind of trying to follow this type of storyline.
Mark Waid's
it
run did that
works.
really well. That was when he moved to California, I think, for a while. That was drastically different tone. That was pretty cool.
How long was Karen dead going into this book? Because that always jars me.
It
Real
doesn't.
time,
We don't really
or-
know.
Or are you talking about this book's, like, the timeline of this book?
Yeah.
She was dead before the book starts because the book is him reminiscing and writing letters when she's already
Right.
dead.
I get
Right.
that.
We don't really know. Like, nobody knows if this is a particularly canonical story or not because it doesn't. Like any character origin story gets retconned 50 billion times. So I believe at the time the most recent thing that she had died from was, I think, heroin OD, which was pretty bad.
I think it's best to take these books as, like, just keep them they're in their own universe type of thing. But
Yeah.
it's like All-Star Superman.
Yeah, that's
It's like
why.
that.
That's why in the story they don't tell you like what happened.
Timeline.
Like even the book like ramps up to like something's gonna happen and it doesn't show you where she died or anything because it's
Right.
just like
All you need to know is that it did happen.
she has died at some point.
Right. I would say in the universe it'd probably be like maybe a year or two type of thing. Like a short period of time. Like she's only been dead for like a couple years.
I really like that type of formatting for these books. I think it works a little bit better in I think the one we're gonna do next, which is Spider-Man Blue. But I think that this style of like reminiscing works really well as like a not like a fairy tale necessarily, but
Especially works really well with the art.
yes,
This art is very like back in my day type of stuff, and it's actually really fucking good.
I think this is my favorite Tim Sale book, actually.
This is one of my favorites. I'm getting into Hulk Greg's. I just bought it.
Maybe we'll do that one next.
I bought the big book because I saw it at Jetpack. I'm like, oh, I can't get the regular one anywhere.
Jacob,
Oh, sorry.
speak cringe.
You know how much I like these books, especially the Batman ones and whatever. I haven't read all the Marvel heroes yet, but there's just a couple of frames in this book where it's like, what in the fucking happened to that face? The art style is caricatures. Things are crazy proportions because it's fun and it's goofy, and that's all well and good. But there's a couple of really, really rough faces.
I guess. I think it might be more evident here because this book has so many normal people in it, whereas opposed to his work on Batman is so filled with fantastical characters.
Where it works so well because his whole rogues gallery and just all the characters that are in that, which is mainly rogues in him, it works so well because those characters are just weird as fuck. That's why everyone loves playing around with those characters in art because you can mix them up so much.
It's possible
so
that
many things.
It was just the shading. That's one.
Oh yeah, that's absolutely right. No, he's right about that one.
Oh no, it's definitely odd. I find it endearing. I don't
Because
know.
when you said that was the first face that came to mind.
Yeah, exactly. And there's a couple of those.
Because it's also used as a meme too, because it's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's a couple of those in the book where it's just like, yes.
So I was about to say, don't you dare pull up the boxing scene.
Oh, that's
because
that's such a
that's great.
that is where you can be all mangled face.
Oh yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah.
And the Fantastic Four are great. I love the Thing.
I do, yes. It looks very thingy. I do really like the fact that it...
I loved seeing the Fantastic Four, especially in their, like, stupid jet
I like
thing.
how this feels very well contextualized by the rest of the Marvel Universe instead of it just being, like, an entirely solo tale.
Yeah, like, it's only
very
him.
in the time period
I love
as well.
when they do, like, Silver Age stuff.
Yep.
And they have just, like, hey, these characters that are in the universe normally are just popping in real quick. Love that.
And it's fucking goofy, but that's the point.
Yeah, and it's nice to take a break from, we're going to be serious and gritty and realistic now with our comics. Now it's just like, hey, remember all the old stuff that used to happen in the old days of comics? Hey, here it is.
On that point, there's a couple of, like Daredevil doing a flippy flip and a jump and a pirouette, and it's like, that does it actually make sense, but it looks cool as fuck, so
right.
I'm just gonna let it slide.
Doesn't matter, he's a superhero.
Yeah, it's real cool. What are you searching for, my guy?
Who did the coloring? Was this Hollingsworth? Because it's watercolor. I can't find the credits on the book.
It's in the back, in part of the interviews. They talk about it, and it was actually not watercolor. It was one of the first times that they used digital coloring.
Really?
And made it look like watercolor.
It looks like watercolor.
Yeah.
It's fucking flawless. That's the thing I like the most about this is how dreamy it feels because of the texture that it's given by the coloring.
Once I read that interview, I was like, holy shit, it was like the first days of digital coloring. That explains some of the, I don't know, uncanny valley of like, it looks like watercolor, but there's something fishy about it.
Maybe.
I don't know.
That's cool.
But you can tell, like, going back, knowing now, you're like, oh yeah, I see it.
That's cool. I really like all of these books, but I think this one and also Spider-Man Blue to a large extent, they're very melancholic. They are still very, for the most part, upbeat, and they do reminisce about the Silver Age, but they're also still very... Things are different now, and I'm sad about it. And I really like that tone. It doesn't make it just feel like idealism of the past or anything. It just feels like this is what I remember things being like, but that may not necessarily line up with reality.
Matt Hollingsworth.
Okay, that's what I thought it was.
Hold on.
Hold on.
Quickly mastering the wash to color technique, working in Photoshop. So it is Photoshop, but here's how it works: is that you know how it looks like watercolor? It's not like they're doing watercolor in Photoshop. It's the inks. When they were inking it, they had like 5 different cups of water, and they would dilute the blacks to give it that watercolor. So it was watercolor, but the grayscale was watercolor.
Yeah.
So the grayscale was watercolor, and then once it was scanned, they just put in colors, or Hollingsworth put in colors in Photoshop. So it's both.
Actually,
I read that and I was like, I don't understand the dilution with the water, but now I get it. Now that Collin has restated it, it makes sense.
dude,
You're welcome.
2001 was a crazy time.
Yep.
9/11
That's probably
happened.
like the best. Oh,
I couldn't help it. It's in New York. Come on.
it's true. But that's why it is some like the best like not watercolor but watercolor work ever, in my opinion.
It's so good.
Because it's just using. When you do digital colors, it's better, in my opinion, to try to like simplify it rather than try to get super in the nitty gritty. Because
then you get that like early 2000s hyper digital looking glossy crap.
Unless I feel you're really good at figuring out the texturing and stuff, because a lot of art, don't get me wrong, a lot of artists are really good at it, but there's just something that feels like, it feels nicer when you're able to make most of it work on physical paper, then scan it, then do like simple touch-ups in Photoshop, because it just feels more tangible, and I love that. Such a good book.
Bro is not milking my nipples. This is disappointing. Not those ones!
6 issues?
Yes.
Not 5?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, boy.
Oh, you dumb bitch.
Shut up!
It's better that we looked in the back, because then we got more detail out of it.
6 issues. The paperback is $20.
Not anymore, it's not. This one's out of print.
Whoa.
You can't get a hold of these anymore freshly.
I got mine for $6 at a Bull Moose.
Fuck you.
I got mine at Jetpack
For $50!
for its cover price
When the fuck did you buy that?
a couple years ago.
Yeah, they're only putting these out in Treasury editions now. They're huge, which is cool.
I mean, that's
That was when I was
that's
getting
worth
into
it.
Daredevil. That's when I bought that.
It's one of my favorite Daredevil miniseries by a wide margin.
Absolutely. I need to get into Superman for all seasons.
Yes, you
Because
do.
I just recently
Me
bought
too.
that too.
Yeah.
Because I was trying to get all Tim Sale's stuff.
I like Daredevil.
Daredevil's so cool.
Yeah.
Edgy Christian, my favorite. He's me for real.
Are we doing 1 or 2?
2?
Okay.
I think I've got at least 1. I was thinking about the ones I have because I've actually done some stuff.
I talked about this a little bit last week, but I'm going to go in depth because it's going to make for a really good conversation. I read Luthor,
Oh boy.
Man of Steel, or Lex Luthor, Man of Steel? I don't know, the title's kind of weird. Written by Brian Azzarello.
Oh my word, this is freaky. Can
It
I
is.
interrupt you real quick?
Is this your topic?
No, it's freaky because I had a coworker friend over, and we were talking about comics, and he literally brought that comic up today, talking about how he really liked it.
5 issues written by Brian Azzarello with art done by Lee Bermejo. This came out in 2006, making it one of the first ones in their venture, if I remember right.
Yeah. I think it was the first, actually.
The Lex Luthor man.
Superman bad.
From his perspective.
But what if Superman was good?
This is my story to tell. Lex Luthor man is agnostic about the Superman because he's a guy from another world, and there's no way that the alien from another world cares about humanity that much. There's something weird going on over there. We gotta kill him.
That was such a weird word to use to for your-
Agnostic?
Yeah.
I will jump into that more later.
Fuck.
So the Lex Luthor man is making deals with the Bruce Wayne guy and says, I definitely don't know who you are. Here's this shiny green rock. And he makes his own, like, Supergirl, I think? And then fucks her and then kills her.
I was about to say, does he fuck her?
Of course.
Because he wants to fuck. Okay, so this is a gay analogy, Spencer.
I've had a rough relationship with Superman stories. I haven't seen or read too many to begin with, but I don't find it as compelling as other characters.
Have you read All-Star Superman?
He's getting there.
I also have a rough relationship with the Lex Luthor man, because he's really fucking smart, and he like goes down these weird conspiracy theories against the Superman that make him seem dumb. It doesn't walk the line of the smart dumb guy or the dumb smart guy that Mr. Fantastic does. They seem like similar on paper, but they don't live their lives the same in my head. And so this book helped me realize that Lex Luthor is the good counterbalance to a savior Superman. Like, the Zack Snyder Superman is the Jesus analogy, is like a perfect counterbalance to Lex Luthor being agnostic of like, no, he's a fucking alien. We don't know his motives and intentions. We don't know why he's here. We shouldn't be trusting this guy. We should be doing this ourselves and work towards a greater humanity on our own because we're actually fucking human. Like, it's a really good balance.
But what if we stabbed him?
But what if we make a clone of him and fuck him?
But what if we killed him?
Right.
Yeah, so... Okay, never mind. Keep going.
That was my aha moment, and I was hoping you guys could unpack it for me, because I'm not smart.
Oh. Well, we're not much smarter. But, I don't know.
Spencer is the Superman guy of the crowd, so I was hoping...
I'm also coming into that, because I love Superman.
You're coming into it?
I think
He can come into me.
You're coming into Superman.
No, I couldn't do that. He could do that to me. Anyways... Superman.
Yes.
That was actually kind of like a point that I didn't hear before about Lex Luthor being like an agnostic, a good agnostic to like Jesus Superman rather than Moses Superman, because we've always had Moses Superman, but now we have more recently it's Jesus Superman.
Yeah.
And there is a big there's a big distinction. I think it's a little bit harder for people to see that if they're not like, if they just haven't grown up with Christianity. But I like that you said that, because as much as I love Man of Steel, that Lex Luthor, I liked a lot of points, but it seemed a little not enough.
Yeah.
It was more like angry millennial, which I think was kind of the point in a sense.
And he was kind of a goofball and not like extremely fucking smart.
Yeah, I really wanted him to be like...
And then Zack Snyder had the Joker as the Jesus image, and it's like, what are you doing, my guy? I don't get it.
There's something I kind of like about that.
There's something there, but not as the counterbalance to Superman savior.
So now that we go into Zack Snyder...
Society!
Okay. But like... It seems like you're kind of framing him as somewhat of a good guy, even though you started off with he fucked Superman's clone.
It's just a lot easier to see, to understand the character of Lex Luthor. Obviously, this is just a version of him. He's not like the head of the Legion of Doom or whatever. Mm-hmm. He's just a guy saying that really hopes for the best in humanity, but wants to see humanity reach that and not have it handed to them.
In their own way.
Right, and not have it handed to them by an alien.
Right. Like how everyone's always conspiring that aliens helped us do everything way back.
Exactly.
So, my question...
Turns out the brown people could actually just make pyramids.
No, really?
Really?
Lots
of slave labor.
Ooh, yeah, actually. So... My question to you, Spencer, is have you read this book?
Yes.
Okay.
It's been a while.
Okay,
yes.
So now I wanted to do mine because I wanted to say my part because, one, not reading the book, two, knowing somewhat of a... I wanted to say it in a like layman's term. Now, I want to give it off to Spencer because, one, we're going to Zack Snyder territory. Two...
Oh, I'm not touching that.
Two, he's read the book, and three, he has more vaster knowledge than I do. Go well.
Damn, he just like licked my asshole right there.
Real quick, not to say that Lex Luthor is a good guy in the story. He does some pretty awful things because he's like the Jeff Bezos man of Metropolis, but still, he does have some good intentions. He's a flawed.
When he's sober, he has smart thoughts. Okay, got you.
Yeah,
like that's I understand what you're saying because a lot of stories do especially in adaptations, have a serious problem with adapting Lex Luthor to make any sense. He is a very smart person, but smart people can also be blinded by their xenophobia.
Exactly.
An easy example, I will only use this because you already brought it up. In BVS, that's the thing with Batman, is it's like, okay, you might have some nugget of truth here, but you're literally just like being a fucking insane person. You're assuming the worst in every situation, and that's the problem. It's not that like you have some reservations and you want to like sit down and have, a bit of a chat. Like you're going to kill him.
Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
You're going straight for the balls.
Yeah,
They
like
do
you
that
have
in this book too.
Right, and that's the thing with in most versions of Lex in the comics, it's just not always laid out super great, and a lot of it either requires prior experience, or it's because a lot of like the seminal Superman stories use Lex in a very different way than he usually is. So it's really hard to get like a handle on if you haven't read like an ongoing Superman run, I guess.
I think my favorite Lex from someone who has never read an ongoing Superman is All-Star Superman. Mainly because we're coming into a world where a lot of shit's already happened, and Lex, from what I can tell at this point, is already gone through all the I'm going to murder this alien type of thing. I mean, he's still trying to, but he's more sober about it, I guess. Does that make any sense?
Vaguely.
Okay. Well, regardless, that's probably my favorite Lex interpretation from a
Justice League animated series and Superman animated series just nail it. That's the only adaptation I will flat out just say actually nailed it without tweaking it.
A lot of characters adaptations in the animated universes are like the best.
Yes,
if not all.
Cover price for this book is $15. I got it for $9.
Damn, bro. I think it's out of print right now too.
Yeah,
Father
it's a
Man.
good
You
thing.
can kind of find a lot of copies of it around. I've seen a bunch of them at like Bull Mooses and shit.
Oh, it's a black label.
Like I mentioned,
yeah, it's the current reprint.
last week, some of the shading on Lee's artwork is a bit rough. It looks very blocky, like someone took the chisel tip Sharpie and just said, fuck it. And I don't like that so much because Lee turns out to be an amazing artist. I don't know if it was him or if it was the colorist or whatever. I don't know. But it was definitely younger Lee Bermejo coming into being the bestest artist ever. So
Where'd you get this again?
The interwebs.
yes.
I need to get this book because I like collecting all of the artist universes. Does that make sense? Did that make sense to you guys at all?
That's in the same series as Joker, just so you know.
Yeah.
The one you hated so much.
Yeah, it's the same universe as Noel.
Yes.
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 Which
Yeah,
is
so
go
it
on
is.
the sauce.
Yes.
Noel and Damned.
Yes.
Joker. Nah, that was just.
We don't need to go back to episode 2. Thank you.
Right,
No.
right.
That is a real old deep cut. Let's not go there.
Yeah. No.
I don't even remember that book as much anymore. I think I just like
Lucky
it that much.
you.
I do.
It's gross.
It's certainly something.
It makes me uncomfy.
A lot of things make you
Oh
uncomfy.
shit! I just remembered everything about that.
Oh shit!
Yeah, that was. Yeah, okay. Anyways, Spencer.
Poopy butthole.
Hi, Mr. Poopy Butthole.
So, because Collin's here, I have to do it to him.
Bible Man.
No, that's
No,
Is
he's
that
happy.
over?
no,
Oh,
it's not
He's
even.
doing those without you.
Yes, I know. I've been doing this without you, so you
Yep.
have to. Yeah, no, those are happy hours without you.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways.
No, just to fuck you. No,
You could fuck me. Yeah, you wish you could fuck me. Anyways.
Hunter x Hunter. I have returned to it. I have looped back around finally. Shut up. I read volumes 4 and 5. So our protagonist trio wraps up the final couple of rounds of the Hunter trial thingy to get their licenses. There's like a tournament at the end. They have to all do like a giant manhunt for each other because they're all given like their badge numbers, and they have to go find the person to get the right number, and they have to fight them or kill them or whatever. It's a whole thing. The tournament ends with Gon being fucking retarded and just getting the shit kicked out of him like he's done multiple times already. He's fucking insane. He's just like, oh no, it would be dishonorable for me to lose, so I'm just gonna like let you kill me. Like, I'm gonna let you beat me to a bloody pulp, and like I'm still not gonna give up. So like people just get sick of him. They're just like, dude, I can kill you. And he's like, yeah, I know. And So they just keep like smacking him into a wall for hours. It's really funny. He's insane. So that was pretty cool.
So it's literally you in anime.
Kind of.
Found your character.
A little bit.
Dumb autistic bitch.
Well, that's most shonen pro tags, so...
That's true. No wonder you love it so much.
Wouldn't go that far. Anyways, so that wraps up the licensing process. And then Killua, who's another, like, 10 to 12-year-old boy who's around the same age as Gon, who's, like, from a family of assassins or whatever. He's a fucking psycho killer boy.
Damn.
Kind of. A little bit. A little bit, actually. He actually ends up dropping out of the trials for family-related reasons or whatever. And then he goes back to, like, his family's castle in the woods or whatever. The whole thing. They're, like, a known family of assassins. No one's ever seen them before. And, like, people go on their property and die and stuff. And they're all, like... The group of pro-tags are like, yeah, we should go visit them now that the tournament's over because that would be nice. We're friends. And then they go there and they have to do a bunch of trials to, like, get inside the house. It's insane. Oh. There's a giant dog which eats people. There are doors that they have to, like, hit open. So there's a series of, like, 8 doors on top of each other, like Rushing Nesting Doll, but with doors. So the
Dark Souls reference.
Correction.
Castle. Dogs. Secret doors.
Correction.
Hit.
The Dark Souls reference would be a Hunter x Hunter reference.
Yeah.
Hate to break it to you.
No shit, dumbass.
But, like, the first door is, like, 400 pounds, and then the second door is, like, 800 pounds, and then, like, they just keep compiling on top of each other, and you have to be able to hit, like, a certain amount of the doors open and fast enough to get in. It's very crazy. So all of, like, the staff who work at the mansion have to be these disgustingly strong people. It's very funny, because it's the, you know, like, jacked old man trope, where it's like, oh, look at this hobbling old little security guard, and then he just, like, rips his shirt off, and he's just, like, fucking huge, and then he just punches a door open. Yeah, Killua, like, disgraced himself by dropping out of the Hunter licensing tournament and is getting, like, tortured by his family because assassins are insane. He reconciles with his dad, I believe, and then gets sent on his way, and it's like, wow, your friends are really fucking persistent. You weren't supposed to make friends. What the fuck's wrong with you? I guess you can have friends. And then they leave. And then Gon's companions from the beginning of the series go... Effectively his Brock and Misty from Pokemon, if I'm gonna be blunt about it. They're pretty fucking close. Like, not even joking. They both go their separate ways. I'm assuming they're gonna come back later. But they're gonna go off and go sell their hunter's licenses to make money and do whatever they're doing. And then Gon and Killua go to a, like, training facility tournament palace thing because they need money and they need to level up their skills before taking on some challenges or whatever. So it's like a compound, but it's like a really tall, like, skyscraper, and then every level above ground is like a different level of difficulty, and you have to fight your way up it, because of course you do. Apparently Killua had been there before when he was a kid. Like, he just got, like, booted at the curb and was told, like, fend for yourself, and he was stuck there for, like, 2 years. And that's, like, where it ends. I really like these 2 books. They're actually surprisingly engaging. The art has also started to drift away from kind of standard shonen material to a bit more in the style of the artist. The characters are still very funny and witty. They work well together. There are good rivalries established between characters. It's very funny. Strong old man kick door. Make me laugh.
Make him laugh.
I bought them for cover price off of Amazon, I believe. Something around there. In that neck of the woods. I'm going to be continuing this one. Out of my gauntlet of manga that I've been reading, this one's passing on to phase 2.
What else is a part of your gauntlet?
My gauntlet includes Hunter x Hunter, One Piece. Obviously, Berserk doesn't count. I'm just reading all of Berserk. Duh.
Yeah.
I'm also reading it concurrently. One Piece, Hunter x Hunter, Jujutsu Kaisen.
Oh, yeah.
My Hero Academia.
I've heard this guy.
And what's the other one? Fuck, I just wanted another one. Oh, Dead Chance, I meant, duh. And then I've been reading some, like, single volume stuff here and there, which I'll get to eventually. But yeah, currently Hunter x Hunter has passed the gauntlet test. Between the 5 volumes I've read, they've all been 4 out of 5 or above, so. He's literally me.
Dude is literally you.
Kind of is.
I recently finished season 4 of Demon Slayer.
Yes.
Which, if I remember correctly, last time I reviewed Demon Slayer was at season 1.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
So, basically, I'm going to do a quick rundown of season 2 and 3. Basically, season 2 was the train arc, which they made a whole movie about. Basically,
Trains?
yeah, it was the Mugen train arc, which was a movie, and then they turned it into a season, which was only 7 episodes. So like, just to be like, hey, keep watching this until we get season 3 done, because we don't sleep or eat or see our families. They're not MAPPA, but every anime studio does that, and basically just they fought a demon, and Hashira died, which is basically like a super samurai. Yeah, on the train.
Yeah!
On the train and off the train.
It's like Bullet Train.
And I can't remember where they were going
It's like
to.
Train to Busan.
Ooh.
And then season 3 was the entertainment district, which
Sounds kinky.
it is. So
Is it sussy?
the main 4 characters are helping another Hashira, which is Super Samurai, and his whole thing is like, make it flashy, be in style, and he's like this big, ripped, white-haired, young man who has 3 wives. And it's so confusing why he has 3 wives, or like, why is that a thing? But all of them are hot.
Because women?
Yes, but like,
Have you seen women?
so basically he basically has 1 wife and 2 girlfriends.
Nice.
Even though he calls them all his wife, one of them acts like his wife, while the other 2 are like girlfriends. One always wants his attention. One is like a dutz and accidentally gets his attention because she's stupid, and then the wife is the one that like actually knows what the fuck is going on, even though all 3 of them are like ninjas, and the wife is the best one, and basically they are trying to track this demon who is eating customers in the entertainment district as well as other prostitutes. They find her. They cut off her head because basically this whole universe is... They call them demons, but they act more like vampires because they can't be in the sun, and they either eat you or they turn you into a vampire, so it's like a vampire zombie type of thing. But what makes them a demon is they have like special powers pertain to them.
They have the little shark teeth.
And these types of demons aren't just normal demons. They're called like upper rank, and they're part of like... The higher up the rank, the more potent their demon blood is, because there's one big demon, which everyone calls him Muzan Michael Jackson. His name's Muzan, but the fan base calls him Michael Jackson because there's one scene where he's literally dressed up as he looks like Michael Jackson, and his hair looks like Michael Jackson's.
Oh my gosh.
So it's like...
There's a reason I put Demon Slayer on like my next list to check out. There's a reason.
It's just like so simple, it's fine. It's like, I need something so simple and dumb, but it's fun. And katanas. So the entertainment district, they kill that one. But like, it so happens that there's a second demon, and they're both the same rank because there's brother and sister. That is basically the entirety of the entertainment district arc, which all these arcs after season 1 is the only one that has like way more of a fucking variety. Every arc is basically an intro to it, and then the rest, like the other half, is the one battle that they're doing, which is like 5 other episodes. Yeah.
You're not selling me, bro.
That's fine, because how bad Naruto was? Not that bad. Naruto is like a whole season is one fight.
Yeah, after like season 2, which is a shame.
Yeah, because the first season was the best.
Yeah.
It was the best one.
It was actually pretty good.
Yeah, it was, and it cut down a lot of shit. Anyways, this one is not that bad. So they go into the 4th district, which is the Weaponsmith Village arc, where our main character Tanjiro goes to the secret village where they get all their demon slaying weapons.
Are there dwarves?
No.
Damn.
Because it's all humans. It all takes place during like I don't know, close to, I think the 60s. Actually, I think it's in the 60s in Japan. And they all wear these funny little masks that like make the ooh face. Like their lips are like this long, and they have silly eyes, and they're all supposed to have like secret identities and whatever. And this whole place is super secret. And Tanjiro is known for having like super keen smell, which is his big thing. So he can like, I can smell their aura type of thing. So it's like really weird. So they have to cover his ears, eyes, and his nose when they bring him to the secret village. And
Okay, Daredevil.
yeah, basically.
I can smell your cologne down the building.
Yeah. Oh, I need to rewatch that show. He basically is going there because he's trying to ask his weaponsmith if he can get a new weapon, because he was waiting after recovery from the last arc in like the ward room, and he was like out for 2 months, and his letters were from his weaponsmith, who was like sent him curses and like, I curse you because you broke my fucking sword. This is the 4th time you've broken my sword. And he's like, oh no, I upset my weaponsmith. Goes to the village, tries to find him, and then they're like, oh yeah, he's like in hiding right now. And he's like, why? He's like, well, we kind of want to kill him. And they're like, why? Because he's terrible at making weapons. And he finds out that he's this weaponsmith's only client, because all the other Hashira and Demon Slayers don't want anything from him because their swords keep breaking. And he's like, oh, that's cool. Finds out his weaponsmith got ripped as fuck, like huge. Like he comes out, when you first see him, he's like in this little kimono, but then this season he's like fucking jacked as shit because he's been in the woods preparing himself to actually create the best sword he can and stop being a stupid shithead. He comes out when Tanjiro finds an old ancient katana in this training dummy, because it's like this type of metal, like you can't get this metal anymore, it's like one of the best metal. And he's like grabs it from him, he's like, let me take it from here. And then Tanjiro's like freaking out, like, what? No, this is my sword, I found this. And they just keep repeating the same thing, and he's like, what don't you mean? No, let me take it from here. And Tanjiro's like, all you're saying is let me take it from here. I don't know what the fuck you're doing. Fixes the sword. Demons happen. Destroy the whole village. And every demon has this weird thing. Like this one demon, you kill it, it splits off into multiple different versions. And okay, it's really good. And we find out something really big about Tanjiro's sister, because this whole point of Tanjiro becoming a demon slayer is because his sister became a demon and he's trying to cure her.
She's a little baby.
Basically.
When
I
write the Substack that you can subscribe to for free over at Substack, you should go do that right now. I include all the covers of the things we're talking about and a quick recap of what our review includes. But I don't write down the story recap because that's a lot of words, and most of the time I don't follow what any of us is saying. So I don't want to just write the story of the book, but I try to include thoughts of like, we liked this part of the art, we didn't like this part of the art.
Green pink-haired lady Hashira with big boobies came and fought with long sword.
I don't need story, I need things not story. Do you like the artwork? Do you like
then what the fuck is the point of telling you what we read or watched?
No, you can do it here, but not in the subject.
I like the big booby lady.
Every single fucking week.
Write
I'm like,
down, Collin liked big booby lady with green and pink hair.
That's what I needed.
Yep.
Thank you.
Wait, hold on, don't do that yet. I have to check something.
Oh my gosh.
Because it's an anime.
Is she an adult?
Yeah, I have to check because it's an anime.
Every single
I'm pretty sure
week,
she is.
You talk about the story for like a half an hour, and I'm like, Collin,
He just did the same thing!
Collin liked the book that he read.
He just did the same thing!
Don't yell at me.
I'm yelling at you.
I'm gonna lick your fucking fingers.
Tastes like Chick-fil-A sauce.
Ooh, I doubt it. I think they're gonna
Tastes like poop.
Yeah, they're gonna taste like
After
butthole.
It came out his butthole.
Yeah, so butthole.
Females. I actually wrote females.
Oh my gosh.
Mitsiro. Oh my fuck.
That's not the last time Colin's gonna yell at me tonight.
Oh, I'm sure it's not.
I have a couple more surprises.
She's 19? Just say that I really liked,
Oh no, it's being included. I don't have to say which one, which color hair, but you like the big booby lady. There's got to be more than one in the show.
Not in this season.
I'm rolling with it.
No, please don't.
Fine.
Collin liked how simple it was.
Thank you. That's all I need.
Damn.
Because there's no other big boobie ladies.
Imagine being so
Well, there
weird
are.
about, like, thinking a 19-year-old is hot. They're 19. You're allowed to do that.
It still just feels weird,
Yeah,
dude.
no, I'm with him. It's
Well, I mean,
like,
it's...
oh, wow, you're barely legal, huh?
Okay,
Yeah.
You're a decade older than them. That's different.
My brain just doesn't... Once I got facial hair, my brain was like, that's weird. I don't know why, it just happened.
Mm-hmm.
You don't understand because you've always had facial hair.
Oh, now that hair meets hair, it's gonna be weird.
No.
While you're figuring that one out.
I know what you're talking about.
Haha!
I'm gonna shut up.
I read
Hair?
Transformers Volume 1,
I was gonna buy that.
Robots in Disguise, written by
Robots in disguise.
and illustrated by Daniel Warren Johnson and colored by Mike Spicer.
The goats.
Are there trucks?
There is trucks.
Cool.
Are there trains? Are there Transformer trains? Has there ever been Transformer trains? You would know.
There's
I don't like Transformers.
I know, but you like trains.
Shut up.
And
I
you-
do it for the meme.
Yeah, okay.
I politically like trains. I don't actually get obsessed with trains.
Yeah, okay.
It's because it's funny.
Yeah, okay.
this came out in 2024.
Yes.
It's part of the Energon universe.
Blah.
Womp womp.
Says it right there.
Oh,
Blah.
this is fantastic as usual. I'm with Spencer. I don't like Transformers, really. I've read a good comic where it got into the politics of Transformers. It was its own origin story. It was the traditional one, and I really, really liked it.
We're robots
This
In disguise.
in disguise as cars and trucks and tanks. There's definitely a train one because there's a planet one. I'm sorry. Keep going.
This uses the traditional origin story of they was fighting because they didn't have enough energon, and so they took their war to another planet, and now they're gonna fight here. Big whoop.
What's a fucking energon?
That's a great question. So anyway, I'm a little bit lost. I don't know if there's reading to read before this or if it's an ex
Standalone.
machina. Megatron is dead.
Megatron's usually dead.
What?
Eat.
He is?
And I'm very upset because a Megatron written and illustrated by Daniel Warren Johnson would be the coolest Transformer ever.
What about Starscream?
But he's dead.
Starscream. Bruh.
There is a Starscream,
Soundwave?
and there's like 3 other.
Bumblebee. Come on.
Bro, Decepticons!
No. Fuck
Yeah!
Decepticons.
They're so cool, look at their jets, they go... And then all Bumblebee does is, I'm a beetle.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Sorry, I like the good guys.
We swear we don't like Transformers.
It's a very easy thing to have strong opinions about because it's so fucking dumb.
because we like the action figures more.
Can I talk about my review?
I'm sorry.
The other comic that I do like has the Decepticons being used as like slave labor, and they rose up and unionized and said, fuck you, we're not gonna mine for the energon that the rich people could use, and that's what causes the war. And I really, really liked that story.
Rare Decepticon W.
Yeah, exactly! But this doesn't have that. They're just fighting over the limited resource of energon. There's like 3 or 4 jets. That's always my complaint with Transformers. Is like, I don't fucking know which jet is fighting which jet right now because there's so many fucking jets flying up each other's jet hole.
Usually the bad guys are like purple.
Have the purple logo. Wow.
No, not just the
thanks.
logo, they're just purple. Wait, can I see that real
No,
quick?
you can't.
Why?
Because there's spoilers in the first couple pages.
He's getting really into this.
Because, okay,
Did you take your pills today?
no!
This is my turn! I don't usually like Transformers, but holy fuck, Daniel Warren Johnson draws them so well. He embraces the goofiness. It's robots fighting each other. He uses so much motion in the fights that he used and do a power bomb. These bitches do the WWE, like, grab each other by the waist and drop him on his ass move. Like,
Purple.
wow, burble.
Marble.
But what about the other 3 Jets? One of them's white and blue and red, because
Yeah, that's
Liberty.
Starscream. He's always that color. I swear I'm not a Transformers fan. I just know too much.
To be fair, being a Bionicles fan is pretty adjacent.
It's pretty close.
It's pretty close. My credits in that transfer easily.
Yes. For sure.
The story doesn't do a whole lot. The robots is fighting, and then they go, oops, I stepped on a human. And the Decepticons go, aha, this is funny, I'm gonna squish the Squishables. And,
I love Decepticons.
and Optimus is like, no, you can't squish the squishies. And then, so they fight some more.
That sounds like me trying to get my girlfriend to stop hitting my balls.
I have no comment. More like your girlfriend yelling at you for squishing the squishies.
That's also true.
She yells at you for that?
Not really.
That's my thoughts. That's a lie.
But it's funny.
What else you got on
The
this?
story ends where it began. All of the robots came here on a giant spaceship, and they fight their way back to there, and they chase off the guy that has claimed himself the leader of the Decepticons because Megatron is dead. And they chase him off, and then it leads off into Volume 2 that I don't have yet because it doesn't exist yet.
Are you going to get it, though?
Yeah.
I
Because I
believe,
gotta know how the story wraps up.
I believe that is the end of Daniel Warren Johnson's time on the book.
And that'll make me dip out.
Nice.
I got one thing to say before we leave Transformers.
Are you going to read this, Colin?
Oh, absolutely. I'm gonna buy it though.
Alright, then I won't show you the spoiler in the first couple of pages.
So you're probably gonna hate me.
I already do.
Yeah, true.
Shut up. I don't like the Michael Bay movies, right?
Uh-huh.
For the most part, there's some cool things.
Great.
Most of their designs, as they kept going on, kept being like, I don't know what the fuck I'm looking at because it's like
Yeah, way
you're
too complicated.
Yeah, it's way too complicated. But the coolest fucking concept, Megatron with Red Scar and a fucking hood and cape. Fucking sick as shit, okay? Am I wrong? Big robot with hood and cape?
No, it's just a shame that it's in one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Yes,
I
thank
don't even
you.
remember that happening.
I didn't even watch that movie, I just knew about it.
I
was
did.
like, that's so fucking
I've
cool.
seen all of them multiple times.
I
No
like
way.
how...
I like the first one, flat out. I do just like the first one.
If you don't like the first one, you have a
Yeah,
problem.
and I really like
I have a
Bumblebee.
problem.
You are the
You
problem.
don't even like the first
I
one?
don't like freaking what's-his-face's acting.
Shia LaBeouf?
I hate him.
I love his
I
acting.
hate him.
Well, to be fair, I'm just never... I've stopped watching 3 because they've had to explain the age of consent to me too many fucking times in that movie, and I'm done with that shtick. It's
Wait,
very
which
unfun.
one?
Is it 3 or 4? One of them, there's this whole, like, I actually have this card that says I can have sex with this child because
the
it's
one,
legal.
The
Yeah.
one with what's his face?
That was 4, I'm wrong.
Mark
Yeah, that's
Wahlberg.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
it's not
4.
Mark Wahlberg, thankfully. But did you know if he was on the plane for 9/11, 9/11 wouldn't have happened? He's really adamant about that. So much he's making a movie about him being on a plane and kicking people's asses. I'm not joking.
He's also really weird cat.
I like how Daniel Warren Johnson uses the action sounds to try to recreate the Transformers transforming sound. I was very upset about the spoiler in the first couple pages, but I'm sure it's going to come back around. Don't you dare.
I'm probably not going to read it.
No, what? No, you're reading it.
Probably
You're
not gonna
reading
read
it.
He's reading
We're
it.
all gonna read it now. You're reading
Excuse
it. You're
me.
reading
This
it.
is
No spoilers.
the only Daniel Warren Johnson book that you'll never ever read. Don't lie to me.
I said that when it came out. I was like, that's really cool. I'm probably still not going to touch it.
What the fuck's wrong with you? Just read it. Don't spoil right now. Not right now. No read. Please.
But I'm pretty confident it's going to come back around. I like a couple of times
Thank you.
that the book folds it, changes the perspective so that you have like a centerfold, like 2-page action shot of a giant ass robot doing cool things, but you have to hold the book sideways and it looks
I love
cool.
that.
I love that.
I love having to Because everyone's like, oh, what lady are you looking at? I'm like, I'm looking at cartoons!
Fucking robots!
Fucking robots! I love that
Damn,
shit.
am I the only one who reads girly mags in public? God, you kids are so soft.
I'm trying not to read or watch any of that!
Me too, and I
trying-
failed horribly.
Me too.
I bought this brandy new. It just hit shelves. I bought it this week for $17, the cover price at Stairway to Heaven Comics.
Wowee!
Damn.
I really wish I could make the transforming noise, but I can't. But it is so stuck in my head. I can't. I can't. There's no way to do it.
Oh, it's pretty fucking
It's
close.
you got the pattern, but like the noise is fucking way off. But the pattern is right.
And now you sound Asian. Oh my god.
Your turn.
One Piece. I'm actually kind of disappointed. So I read volumes 4 and 5. I really don't like volume 4 that much. It's kind of lame. So at the end of volume 3, Luffy and his crew go to local province, island, whatever. They meet with the kind of like the patron of the area, just the rich lady who lives off in the castle. She's like a teenager or whatever. I don't know why. And they uncover a plot by her butler, who's not actually a butler. He used to be a pirate, and he's gonna make her make a will and sign all of her shit over and kill her and stuff, which is fine. The art's all still great. It's continuing to evolve. The action scenes are getting better and better. It's just the disgusting amount of ways you can stretch Luffy's body is insane. Bro, I'm not gonna say that sentence. Never mind. I'm not gonna do that. Use your imagination. But like,
I just spaced out, so you're welcome.
yo, you're welcome for that.
I will send it to you when I edit it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
The action scenes are all great, but like all of volume 4, which is like 6 or 7 chapters, is just a fight scene on a beach between the pirate groups, and it's really long. I don't like it. The action is fine. The characters are all fine. It's not very entertaining. There's way too many cat puns. Because of course they're like the Black Cat pirate crew or something, and like the boat guards are both cat themed weird brother guys. It's weird. They have whiskers and claws. I don't get it. It's not furry though. I would know if it was furry. It's not. I don't get it though, which is why I don't get it. I know what furry art looks like. Yes, I bet online. Thank you.
Do you know what it's called?
Yes.
Shush.
I bet you don't.
Don't expose my power level, bro. You're embarrassing me in front of the Yowies.
You went there. You wanted to know.
I wanted to know if he knew.
I know a lot of things.
Well, that's what they're called. That's what the fans are called. That's not what it's called.
So, most of it's just a fight scene, which is lame.
If.
I know! Shut up! The dialogue is all fine. The characters do well in the scenario. It's just very meh. I'm not very invested. And the new character that they pick up in this arc is... Fuck, what's his name? Really annoying. I don't like him.
Blood?
Usopp. I really don't like him, and if I'm being honest, his character model looks racist as fuck. It's not. I've seen it in color, but if you look at it in black and white, he kind of looks... He has curly black hair, and he's got large lips, and it looks like someone doing blackface, and I don't like that. I'm sure it's incidental, it just makes me really not like looking at the character, and he then joins the crew at the end of the arc, which is really not fun for me. Very disappointing. He does have his own little side crew of like 10-year-old pirate boys, which are very entertaining. They're like Carrot, Onion, and like Spring Roll or something stupid. I don't remember, but they're pretty entertaining. And then halfway through volume 5, we kick into a couple of other arcs. They are pretty short, kind of filler-y, but I do like them quite a lot more. They stop at like a nearby oceanside restaurant. And uncover some weird shit going on there. Basically, it's the most unstable place you've ever been in. Every single like chef and waiter is constantly fighting with the clientele. It's very entertaining. And then one of the guys that works there gets booted out, and then they take him onto their ship as their new chef because they need a chef. And I thought that was very funny.
You're overreacting.
I'm not. I'm just saying it's a thing I don't like.
Yeah, that's definitely a you problem.
I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying I don't like it.
I understand why.
It's also just not. It's just not an appealing character design either. It gets the point across. It's just like for being a 16-year-old pro tag, I don't like it.
I think he's just a little silly guy.
Yeah, he is. He's a liar. He's the boy who cried wolf. But like, I don't know. It just didn't jive with me. Whatever.
I would argue that JoJo is way worse.
Sure. Anywho, the art also kicked up another notch in most of Volume 5. There's a lot more emphasis on grayscale shading in the first couple of chapters. I'm assuming a lot of that has to do with the timetables in terms of how chapters are turned around. But Oda is really good at doing, like, grayscale shading. It's really cool. And then seeing those colorized covers, either on the front of the book, back of the book, or, like, one insert or whatever, is really cool. Because the rest of it's in black and white, and it's done very well.
He's a perfectionist, actually, which is someone who doesn't like One Piece. Him as an artist, like, I applaud him very much. Have you seen one of his new pieces, where it's like the chessboard? He played out a whole chess game with himself to make it make sense. It's pretty cool.
Oda's insane. This is why I like him. But yeah, I am still regretting the fact that I decided to start One Piece in single volumes instead of either omnibuses or digitally, just because there's so fucking much of it, and I do know that I'm going to have to skim through a lot of the filler arcs on this, which is, despite it being one of the, I still think the most best-selling manga and anime of all time, it's still known to have large chunks of filler in it that are enjoyable, but very clearly filler, so not being able to skim these because it's so fucking expensive is kind of disappointing for me. I got to read both of these in one sitting yesterday, which was nice. I had them over a couple of ciders at a local cider place, so that was a nice sitting. Cover price off of Amazon, because they're not in print right now, which is weird, because they're very early on, which was like 25 years ago.
That is kind of weird. It's like super popular, too.
There's definitely, I think they just kind of like rotate like a chunk of them every couple of years.
Yeah,
and I know that they're
sense.
constantly printing the omnibus versions. It's just...
Yeah, so you should have gone into the omnibus version.
Yeah, because there's so flippin' many.
Yeah, I wanted to get into Berserk with the small books. Yeah.
Also, no. The deluxe versions are so much better.
Yeah, once I saw the deluxe versions, how they looked, I was like, these look like Patron books.
Yeah.
This show has been brought to you in part by our sponsors, Caitlin and Jeff Lawrence.
Give me money
They do.
so I can buy more books.
They do give us money. They went to patreon.com/dimecomicbros network and subscribed under one of the 4 tiers that they found there, and it has changed their life. They are so happy that they went and did all of this stuff.
I'm still convinced that you have written that part of the script on the inside of your eyelids because you make the exact
I
same
have to
weird...
concentrate. I cannot see
How?
you pulling Colin's arm hair as I'm trying to say the words really, really quick and fluently.
Well, the only one who's pulling my hair right now is me, so trying to get a knot out.
What did you say, Colin?
Trying to get a knot out.
Dude, same.
There we go.
Wow.
Now I gotta cut that off.
Also, please shop locally at Jetpack, because shopping locally at your local comic shop is wicked cool.
Yeah,
and
don't be me
based.
and buy your manga off of Amazon.
Yeah, no, don't.
I didn't have any choice!
I know, it's a rare printing, whatever. Blah,
I do
blah,
that
blah.
sometimes. I did do that with Evangelion.
Next week, we're doing the Dime Gaming Bros episode without Colin, because that's how this works now. I like this new pattern that we found. It is very helpful.
Very. I just feel very, very more like. Fuck.
Yes.
Yes, I feel very more fucked.
My balls are tight now.
Lucky you, man.
Ever since I was 11. Which is kind of lame because I wish they would be like dripping.
No, you really don't.
I kind of do.
No, you don't.
I like my balls being grabbed, so I wish they were dripping. Fucking yank on those things. Like a light switch.
If you understood how bad...
like a lazy boy.
If you understood how bad Moose Knuckle gets, you would not be wishing for that.
Dude, I would deal with the pain because the sexual pleasure would be so great.
That is probably true for you.
Mm-hmm.